You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
ostracized. We don't know who to trust. That's why I say, Lord, please listen to this prayer that comes from the Lord. Please send us another Moses again. Oh, we just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. Time to make them oppress us stay. So the children could see them play. Make them get on their knees and pray. Then I'll be up to judgment day. Just can't make it this way. Please deliver us today. Be like the Israelites did day. Please send us another Moses again. Lord, we just can't make it this way. Yes, deliver us today. Oh, we just can't go on this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Please listen to what I say. Yes, hurry up with judgment day. We just can't make it this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Must we get old and gray? And the children can't see their way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. We like the Israelites did it day. Please send us another Jesus again. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, Lord, we just can't go this way. Lord, we just can't make it this way. No, we just can't go this way. Please hurry up with judgment day.
I say you get up one morning, your elders have something. You don't know how they get it, but you want to use it. But if you ask them old people to get the things what they went through, ask them this any day, and your parents sure to say, black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're able to get a pulley and jam with the devil. Why? Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're ready to swim offshore and hold your boat steady. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something with that dragon, now you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man will get nothing easy. say you get up one morning, and oil money running. How it come you don't know. So that it care how the thing go. But if they read about Uriah, they wanna find out the pressure. How we get so much old hell to get a penny from TLL. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, you got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that eagle eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. I say we got up one morning, independence happening, getting the thing come easy. Now they're taking liberty. But if they know about petition, we are to send to England for some woman to tell we in this colony free. Black man have to keep on jabbing. For black man to get a little something, you got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, people hold you, humiliate you, turn on and sell you, and then they free you. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that dragon eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. So when a black man gets something, he got to start thinking. You get it there easy. You got to practice economy. From getting licks from the slave master to become the land owner, brother, is a terrible journey. Back with plenty brutality. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, you got to rise up, you got to stand up, pick up your mind, you will always stay on top. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, you got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, you got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listen. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsheet, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And you know, as we always say, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't matter what color t-shirt you have on. You have on a pink t-shirt, a burgundy t-shirt, a maroon t-shirt. Each and every one is welcome in the village on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we say to you, we are the only program that originate. We don't imitate. We bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And here's our pledge to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, the world, when we truly mean that. Take a listen. Okay. All right. Let me bring in Tommy here. Tommy, let me add you in really quick. Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you clearly. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, but I just tried to play something there and it did not play. Let me see this. Okay. Let me try this again. Hold on.
Share your any moment and see if that plays.
Hold on. Let me try this. I think let me see this.
Anselm LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
Yeah, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. There you have it. Yeah. There you have it. And of course, let me add back Tommy here. Tommy, I think you removed yourself. Oh, wow. I don't know what's going on there.
I didn't touch anything.
Let me see here. Okay. Oh, I know what happened. I knew what happened. My bad. Let me see this now. Okay, with that. Tommy, they're trying to. Yeah. Here we go, Tommy. Here we go. They're trying to mess with me, Tommy. They're trying to mess with us. But Tommy, before we start, of course, let's play this.
It have our place, WZYE, where they treat you like friends and family. So if you're looking for a place to belong, going WZYE, you could come along. If you have haste, do come with me. We do have dad on WZYE, Santa Meditate.
And of course, that was coined by the young man himself, Dr. Love, Rennie Muhammad boy. Tommy, how you going, brother?
I'm going quite good. It's a wonderful day because I saw the light, and I'm happy to be here with you in the village. Mm-hmm. History is being made today, has been made today. So I'm happy to be one to witness it.
Tommy, give us your real opinion on what happened today.
Well, today we saw political brilliance at work. And that's my short analysis of it.
Political billions by who?
By the PNM operatives, especially the last prime minister.
You know something, Tommy? I'm a little. Tommy, what has happened to democracy in Trinidad and Tobago?
Democracy?
Yeah, democracy. You mean we don't have no democracy no more, Tommy? I thought the people of the country elected our prime minister. Since when our next prime minister does select our next prime minister? When? Since when?
You name it, it happens in Trinidad.
No, but since when our next prime minister does select our next prime minister? And I want to ask a question tonight. I saw some piece. I don't know what the UNC going to see on the platform tonight. But you mean, what is the UNC doing about this? My question, what is the UNC doing?
That's a very good question you've asked. What is the UNC doing?
I mean, I know they have a thing on their platform tonight, but I'm asking the question, how could we allow undemocracy to happen in our country where our next prime minister decide, you know what? Why the people don't like me no more? I gonna take a side and I put in who I want. And that's exactly what happened. So what's next, Tommy? You pick the president, he picked the prime minister, he picked the commissioner of police, he picked the integrity commission. What else he pick?
A new prime minister.
He pick a new prime minister. What else he go pick? And we just sit down there and take that, boy. Really, boy?
Truly.
I mean, truly, boy. And not, nah. But you are correct. It's democracy. And the people in take to the streets are nothing, Tommy, boy. Nothing, boy. Nothing. Tommy, nothing.
You expected them to do something about it?
Oh God, Tommy, at least, Tommy, we have a representative democracy, Tommy. The people go to the polls, they vote for MPs, and whoever commands the majority in the parliament becomes the prime minister. How difficult is that? And he's the leader of the party, the leader. How difficult is that? Now, the man is not a leader, right? And let me say this, Let me say this. You see the appointment of Adrian Leons? Just imagine.
Yeah, he's now Minister of Housing.
Huh?
He's now in charge of housing, or HDC.
Yes. Just imagine, Tommy. We had a black man in power for 10 years. That black man didn't see it fit for another qualified black man to be a minister. Right? A man, the current prime minister, who was elected by the former prime minister, pick a man who the former prime minister had no respect for. The best he could have been was a junior minister. So Tommy, the black PNM people, all you have to put all your cards in people that don't look like all you. That's what they have to do, Tommy. Go look at that. All right, Tommy. Secondly, the man who picked the man who is currently the prime minister, get rid of the man who the former prime minister didn't want to get rid of. You know who that is?
Yeah, Phil Gerald.
Phil Gerald Hines. Correct? Let me go again. The same man, hold on, I'm going to say this. Hold on. Let me see if you're ready. Hold on. Yeah. All right. Tommy, I'm talking to hold on.
To whom? To Shane?
Yeah, I'm gonna send a link now. Hold on. I'm gonna take this call while I'm trying to. KFC, welcome. KFC.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. What's your uncle Tommy, man? I'm coming in the building, man.
What's happening?
Take it all. Well, Mr. Washington, I'm coming in the building there. 9 years, man, 9 years. Dr. Ali is fit for educate the black man from Mobile Leon and make him a minister.
Right.
He shiny man.
Yeah.
Make him minister housing.
Oh, hey, KFC, that's the first thing I noticed, you know. I said, well, we had a man who said he could be the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago. A qualified black man sit on there for 10 years. He had to leave, saying going back up to be MP.
Yeah.
And then a man come in, who the man who gone out, pick, and he see the fella have the qualifications to be a minister now. You mean?
So small fancy qualification when the guy have and call him back and make him the minister.
Correct.
Also show your doctor you don't like the own black people and them.
Boy, and when I tell them that, they go, oh, you hear Dr. Rowley and you hear the PNM. Look. What is it, Tommy? The Cobos come home to roost? Is that what I said, Tommy?
The chickens.
Oh, the chickens.
You see, we anoint and grows up and make the next prime minister. The person look like me and you, Mr. Wall Street.
Correct.
And the person look like me and you. Bring the good man, Leon's. Young and bright man. And he's an engineer or something?
Yeah.
A civil engineer.
Civil engineer.
Yeah, and give him a portfolio. And he's a respectable Rasta man. Oh, we thinking that he's a man like people and thing. But by the way, they can mix up, they can change up. Fire burn is evil, make it pain. And the other goes to Mr.
All the time. Yeah. Yeah, man. All the time. Yeah. I'm going to play a voice note here. I got an early voice note, so I'm going to play this voice note. I have a next voice note too.
Good night, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy. Mr. Washington, I just say the first one as on Democratic is that the Prime Minister choose our next Prime Minister. In my opinion, what is another undemocratic situation that went on there is that they never went in Parliament for the House of Representatives to vote for Stuart Young. Now, Keith Rowley did say that he will not be in cabinet. So is it that the PNM party is without a leader now? Another thing too, when it comes to the UNC, as I say, what the UNC is doing about this, and there's just a question I have. Is it that if the UNC decide to take this to court, right, will there be a delay in the general election?
Nah, ain't gonna be no delay, no general election. We want democracy. That is what we want. If there's a delay in general election, fine. But we want democracy. That is what we want. This is so unacceptable, man. So unacceptable. I'm gonna play our next voice note here. All right. Let me get our next voice note here. Tommy, I so vexed, eh?
Well, we saw it coming. We can't act surprised. We've been put on notice as to what was going on.
Yeah, let me play this voice note.
Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. My boy, I didn't know we had elections yesterday. I see a whole cabinet sworn in. And all of them people had those portfolios before. I don't know why Stuart Young wasting people's time with those things and putting all these people to go back and resign themselves back up there. But he just only had to make a few cabinet appointments with him, both and the Minister of Finance or whatever, and the Attorney General, who to me is do a Game of Thrones move there, that woman Camille Robinson Regis. She Game of Thrones on them, right? Because she banter behind closed doors for that work. She won't have no experience in the Attorney General office, but she banter for the work. When they had the deadlock, the 9/11. So let's talk about the 9/11. Hmm? The Game of Thrones move. Well, she go get a cover sweat for a few months until the king or the heir to be call the election, right? So in 4 5 months, he go call the election, dissolve parliament, and all of them go have a nice time. Feeding at the trough. Have a good day, gentlemen.
Yeah. Tommy, I lost for words. Let me go to the chat. I had a loss for words today. This is the most undemocratic thing in the history of Trinidad and Tobago.
And they're gonna get away with it.
And that's what it is, Tommy. They're getting away with it. I mean,
As a matter of fact, the game that they're playing is to win the next election, which they possibly may wind up winning.
well, I don't want that possibility. I'm sorry, I don't want that possibility. I don't even want that possibility. I don't even want to think about that possibility. Seriously, I ain't lying. As I said, and I'm changing my mind. All of them have to go. All of them. All of them. All of them. All of them is an accessory to what happened to people in Trinidad and Tobago over the last 10 years. All of them. Listen, I feel good for Legionians finally. He go get a Kobo sweater, as I say. You understand? He go get a little 3 months. Right? He go get 3 months. Give him 3 months. I glad they make him Minister of Housing. I'm really glad. Because he deserve it. He deserve it. But the sad part about it, Tommy, it take a man who don't look like he. You know what that reminds me of, Tommy, right? That reminds me of what Kamala Prasad Busesa did for David Mohammed. That's exactly what that reminds me of. You know, it takes someone who don't look like David Mohammed. When we had a party in power, right? Who the people putting them in power predominantly look like David Mohammed, and David Mohammed couldn't smell a piece of land from the PNM. Smell it. Kamala Prasad Busesa come in power, and all of a sudden, David Mohammed have a piece of land to build what he have there now. Boy, something wrong, boy. Something had to be wrong. We like it so.
Absolutely.
We love it so. We love abuse. We love mental abuse and physical abuse, especially if it comes from the PNM. And it's sad. It's sad. Caller, welcome. Mr. Florida, welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Hanson. Good evening, Mr. Tommy. Good evening to all the callers, all the texters, everybody on the live. Happy to see everybody here on a Monday. To our God grace. Well, Mr. Hanson.
Good evening, Mr. Florida. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Tommy. How are you, man?
Good.
All right, man. Happy to see that you're good, man. So Mr. Hanson, Mr. Tommy, is the population accept it? All right. Let me look at it. PNM voter base is about 300,000. UNC voter base, let me say 280,000. Where are 280,000 people at? You see, this is the thing. They're accepting it. Now, we will say what the UNC them will do, but there's always have a talk and there's always say, is we is the government and the people is the government. But Where is the 260,000 UNC people?
That's the, that,
Activists.
yeah, that's the rhetoric Miss Atlanta that we talking about. Rhetorics. About Wheezy this and Wheezy that and Wheezy the other. Where we know, what, did we have any opportunity to vote for this new prime minister?
No, and that is the thing. That is the thing. No. You see, Mr. Hanson, you're 100% correct. There is no democracy. You see, this is just a template, to see how the population and how so-called the opposition and so-called high people will accept it. This is just a template. There are more to come. These are these you know what they will say. This is just the beta. They bring out the full version yet, and they do things. PNM do things just to see how the population react. And this is what I'm saying. We all the UNC activists, we all the UNC supporters. This is not right. You see, this heading on to a dictatorship, And if these PNM, and we letting PNM control all the independent institutions, all the laws, they are changing amendments and the law, and we accepting it, and little by little, Trinidad will turn into a dictatorship 100%. But you see, there's time when you have to sit down and say, listen, my job and wherever I need it, wherever, but then you have to look at the future. Where the 260 UNC supporters, where the activists, you can't expect PNM supporters to come out to stand up for you, You have to stand up for yourself. This is what I see.
That is absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. You cannot expect, because them ain't going nowhere unless it's a PNM rally, right? And they send Maxi for them, and they tell them, if you ain't come, your CPAP work will be in jeopardy. So you know what to do? They have to jump on the Maxi.
They have to jump in the wagon.
But the thing is,
go ahead, Mr. Tommy.
We shouldn't act surprised, We were warned. We were.
Yeah, but Tommy, this is the height of democracy in our country.
It's, like I said, it's not democracy, it's democracy. And the democracy came when we decided that we were gonna have a bully as our political leader. The same one that we were warned about by his last political leader. We didn't listen. We took debate.
Sorry, Mr. Tommy. All right, Mr. Tommy. Let me let somebody else go.
Yeah, man. Cool. Yeah. You see, Tommy. I thought about that today, boy. I say to myself, boy, we have a representative democracy, right? In that the people go out and vote for an MP, and based on which party get the most votes, not the most votes, the most seats, right? They command the majority in the parliament.
And they form the government.
Party. Huh?
And they form the government.
They form the government. None of that happened in this situation, None.
Because of the attitude of the leadership.
But what about the people? Mr. Atlanta does always talk about the people this and the people that. But what about the people, Mr. Atlanta? What to them? One of them people you will be talking about, Mr. Atlanta, all the time. Every time, yeah, the people this and the people that and the people the other. What about that, Mr. Atlanta? Not one peak from them. All of them sitting down like little Jack Horner in the corner. Democracy gone awry in Trinidad and Tobago, right? The most undemocratic thing that ever happened in the history of, Let me cool it there. Mr. Intellectual, welcome.
Blessed evening, gentlemen.
Same to you.
None of us shouldn't be surprised. I've been showing you all this all the time. Once a year, you have somebody who believes in evil, right? And dupes the people into believing what they are doing is good. They are going to fall in line. And
Exactly.
Once a year, you use you're using the full designs of Satan. You could blind the population as much as you want, and they can't figure out what's going on with them. You gotta be enlightened enough to come out of that foolishness, you know. Look how long everybody has been seeing what it is going on in the country. 2015, 1 hour extra. The court decided that was illegal, but they can't do nothing about it. Boom, the PNM win. You understand? 2020, ballots all over the place. They find ballot all by river and all kind of thing. All of a sudden, a man get money, $10 million, ballots destroyed. When you have the EBC in your pocket, you have the commissioner of police, the president, the DPP, the, how does call it, the CJ, everybody in your back pocket. You could lose something. Uncle T was correct. And I've been saying it, that no matter what people do, right? People have to come up to a consciousness that, listen, I am not going to fall for the evil that is wrong. And they had to open their minds and understand what the evil is all about. But they want to do that. Then prefer to stoop to evil so that they could continue. Look at what has happened today. That just goes to show that these people and them could never be trusted. 3 o'clock. It's 3:28. You understand? When a man first act, right, and he can't keep time. When you go to an interview and you go late, you just get an interview. When you make an appointment for something and you reach late, you think you're going to get in gesso. But these fellas and them deliberately doing what they're doing to ensure that the population get accustomed with them, doing what they're doing, so that they could do whatever they want, whenever they want, and they will get through with it.
Well said.
We haven't understood yet what Dr. Rowley and his gang has been perpetrating on the country for the past 10 years. In fact, more than 10 years, because you see, this thing started since email gate. You understand? Check the time frame that they had to reset the population mind into believing the lies and the rhetoric and all this kind of thing. And what they have constantly been doing. And people don't just relax and they say, well, that ain't affecting me, you know. But you see, in this last round, say, what's going to happen? And then the population will realize that they have been in a dictatorship for the past 10 years. Then they will realize that. But for now, let us just have to keep all their eyes open and understand that, watch me, this population is uneducated. They're not ready for where's ahead of them. And when it meet them, it will hit them like a freight train. You saw him both sit down when in the opening of the airport. When everybody was clapping, you see how him both was looking?
No clap,
He
boy.
got the message already.
No clap, boy.
No clap, not a smile. He get the message already that he's no longer the finance minister. He lucky he had some bargaining chips that they had to take him back as a candidate. But look sharp. When time for nomination day, he out it, you know. It happened. Why do you think they put Mr. Leons there for? To make Chotong look good, you know. People don't understand the psychology that these fellas are using on the population. They put Mr. Leons there because they like him, you know, because he's a black man, you know. That's to sell the PNM, sell back black people and them to come back,
you know,
and draw close.
Mr. Intellectual,
because they realize
you are absolutely correct, you know. Tommy, talk to him about that. You're correct, you know. You're 100% correct.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the proverbial head and you
Right.
pound it in and you
Yep.
spike it in again.
Yep.
You're absolutely correct.
Yep. He's on point.
You're on point. You're on point. You're on point. You're on point. Fully on point. And once that happens, the only thing I was saying, Mr. Intellectual, is that my analogy was it take a man that don't look like Adrian Leons to put Adrian Leons in that position. Yes, he's doing that to fool the people. Yeah. Go ahead.
I guess you might see my comment on the chat, right? But the thing is, if people really recognize what it is has been taking place in this country, and the poor idiots and them who cannot think for themselves, who have been fed this rhetoric for so long, believe in it, right? And I'm going to tell you something. Like the other day I was telling you, I am not sure that the UNC is able to meet or match the strategies of the PNM. And
You are so brilliant. It's incredible. Answer what I was telling him earlier.
Sure. Uncle T, you're on point there because listen, when I hear your what's what is going on, they have not been taking the bull by the horn and using the same strategies that these fellas have been using all the time to counteract them. You understand? When you're in a gunfight, you don't go with a knife.
Exactly.
You either go with a fast and a better gun. You can't go with a knife. And on top of that, you're going with a butter knife.
Yeah, the UNC are ready for this. UNC are ready for this battle yet.
The sad thing about it is
I think
these people and them.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Paul, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You see, the sad thing about it is these people and them tell themselves that being nice all the time is what they ought to be to get the people and them on their side. My thing is you state your policies, you state your purpose, but you have to state it with a fight. You have to show that you are capable enough of putting the chain on the PNM and bringing them down. But they can't do that. They're not ready for the fight. And I don't see any other political parties that coming up. Philip Alexander, NTA, Gary Griffith, or none of these guys and them have the wherewithal to stand up against the PNM and pull a crowd big enough to say, hey, what you're doing there is illegal, it's not right, it's not democratic, and we're not going to stand for that. This country should have been shut down since yesterday. Nothing should have been moving this morning. The whole of the savannah should have been filled. Right? The president's supposed to be trembling all now. So these people are them doing so much illegal kind of things. And they could get away with it because why? The law association don't say nothing. Because they bought out. You hear how rich them for that time get? It's $1 billion just for one piece. They spent behind lawyers. You think them going to say anything? And anyhow, I think I take up enough time. But I think people need to think again. They have to understand what is going on in this country. And the UNC and them have to stop talking and start acting if they want any kind of progress to take place in this country. You can't depend on people to say that the PNM wicked and we're not voting for them, you know. You have to give them a reason why you should vote for them. And you have to show that you have fight in you.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot, Mr. Intellectual.
Yeah, blessed evening, man.
Yeah, man.
Same to you.
You know, I you know what, boy? I in class today, Tommy, boy, and I saying, boy, anyway, yeah, Mr. Florida.
Yeah, every time February coming up. But Mr. Hanson, Mr. Tommy, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
No matter whatever happen, the PNM already have the backings of the heart and soul of Trinidad and Tobago, which is the 1%. They own everything. And you see, once you have them on your side, there's nothing you could do.
Yeah, but Mr.
Only-
Florida, they don't have enough votes to put any party in power. Yes, they have the finances. They don't have enough votes to put any party in power in Trinidad and Tobago. It's the people who are the votes to put them in power. So at this point in time, in my estimation, right, it's the people. So the finances could put up how much money they want. They could give them $25 billion. The people still have to go into the voting booth and vote for the MP, right? And whichever party has the most seats and command the majority in the parliament, right? Then that leader becomes the prime minister. So they could pay what they want.
No, but I understand what you're saying, but understand what I'm saying. You see,
Stop here.
you have the influence of these people who have influence over the law and the EBC and all of that. There's everything is easily manipulated in Trinidad. You know? Look at the man digging the quarry, and in the next 2 days he got a legal document stating to dig the quarry, and he didn't get no charge. You see, this is where we end up. When we came into power, he take the PNM and make it into 1%.
Who have more corn, feed more fowl.
Exactly, Mr. Tommy. The 1% have full control of this party. So the 1% tell him,
yeah, I know.
Young has to be the prime minister. And you see how it goes from here on over. I know your time up.
Yeah, man. Bless.
Yeah,
man. Yo, Tommy, Slimy come like Capiza now, eh? He's Raul Glasgow, and he's also Slimy now. Right? Yeah. So Slimy part 1 and Slimy part 2, welcome.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Slimy come like Capiza, June, CPT Singh, three different. Any folks, let's go for the break. When we come back, we're gonna have our guests. You know, we haven't our guests. We can go tell you who it is. We go wait until the guests come in, and then we're gonna know who it is. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walshit, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Don't forget, folks, share the live. WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509.
We'll be right back. Stick and stay.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walshit, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And of course, folks, don't forget, once you get in, share the live. WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook, WZYE TV and YouTube. And subscribe. And you could reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. Share the live.
Yep, share the live. And folks, let's bring in our guests. No stranger to the village, the young man himself, the man.
What's going on?
Dr. Shane Mohammed. Dr. Mohammed, how are you?
I'm well. I'm looking on at what's going on.
Yeah, well, you know, Dr. Mohammed, I am surprised. I'm absolutely surprised that, in my estimation, this is undemocratic as it can be in a country where is that we have a prime minister that wasn't selected. Well, no, we have a prime minister who wasn't elected but was selected. Right now, the constitution may say something, but isn't that the death of democracy in Trinidad and Tobago? I mean, I might have gone over and beyond there, but I was in class today, and I'm saying to myself, so we talk about our representative democracy. I'm saying to myself, boy, how could Trinidad and Tobago as a country have a prime minister, not a political leader, right? He didn't go to the polls. When I'm saying he didn't go to the polls, the party didn't have a general election, and the PNM won the majority of the seat, and in parliament, they command the majority, so he was made the prime minister. I mean, you the political scientist kind of walk we through this thing here, because as Tommy said, he says it's not a democracy, it's a democracy. So kind of change our mind.
I have a question.
Dr. Mohammed.
I have a question.
Sure.
Does the Constitution allow for it?
But is that democracy though?
Does the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago allow for such circumstances to arise?
Well, let me answer that this way. There are many people who will say no, and there are others who will say yes. The only way I think you could have solved this is to go to court.
Why are we going to court?
And let we go to the Privy Council.
Why?
And let the Privy Council decide. But the Prime Minister said on the podium,
to tell us
why
what?
are we,
to tell us what, though? To tell us what?
That this is not democracy.
Do you want to validate? I have a question.
Sure.
So when Dr. Williams in 1981
that was different though. That was different. Was not different?
No, it's not different.
It's not.
No, it's not different. It's not different.
Okay,
so
different. Explain to us how it's not different.
No. Because the political leader and the prime minister is not tied to the position. The prime minister, the office holder of the office is not tied to the office on the day he wins or she wins the election.
Mm-hmm.
Let me swing it a different way for you. If the UNC were in power, and for whatever reason, the leader cannot continue in the office, but the UNC has 23 seats, and by virtue of the leader, for whatever reason, the leader, whoever that leader is, it doesn't. I'm not talking about the UNC. I'm talking about whoever the leader is. It doesn't have to be Kamala Prasad. Any leader cannot continue in the office for whatever reason, but they have 23 seats. By virtue of the prime minister not being able to carry on as prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago, by virtue of whatever reason, illness, sickness, whatever, does that mean that the majority of the seats that they hold in the parliament, the other 22 that would exist, doesn't count as a majority?
But
and because the prime minister cannot carry on in the office, it means we must trigger an election.
What if that happens within 6 months of an election? What if such a circumstance arises 6 months after a government comes into office?
And what?
And something happens to the prime minister.
So listen to this, right? You see, this didn't happen in this situation. Former Prime Minister already decided, you know what? I had enough.
I done.
And I want
right,
he. I want he.
See, what if this happened 3 years ago?
Huh? What if this happened 3 years ago?
What happened if this? What if this happened 3 years ago?
No, it wouldn't have happened 3 years ago.
Let me tell you something. No. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, tell us.
Why are you all fighting something that is not worth? Why are you all fighting something that is not worth fighting when everybody's opinion on the administration can simply be registered within 6 months, within 3 months, before 2025 comes to an end? The country, the people of Trinidad and Tobago will decide who they want as prime minister and who they don't want.
You know, but there's something
and
called precedent.
Look, Slimy, make up your mind. Hold on. Wait. Slimy need to make up your mind.
Now. Leave Slimy now. Don't even waste your time with Slimy. What are you wasting your time with him for? You don't know.
You see,
don't know if you want to be Glasgow or if you want to be Slimy. You don't know.
No, you see, he needs well, the name reflects, right? The name reflects.
Yeah,
the name reflects. Make up your mind. The prime minister, the point I'm making is, if I am political leader of a party and I am prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago and my party has 25 seats in the parliament and something goes wrong with me, or I get up one morning and I tell my colleagues, Olia, I can't do this no more. I can't carry on. I can't manage. It is taking a toll on my mental health. Wherever. I just had enough. Olia figure out. Olia want to choose A, B, or C. I would prefer we go with A because A has done this. Let me go with A for stability purposes. Oh, whatever. And they agree with A, not B.
But Mohammed, that's not the way it happened, though. That's not the way it happened. Prime Minister Rowley.
Yeah, but listen,
bullied.
All you need to stop. All you need to stop. And you know what? You're right. He bullied, but they took the bullying. They accepted the bullying.
But they had to take
all
it.
All of them. They didn't have a
choice.
They did not have to take it.
Come on, Dr. Mohammed.
They could have triggered and they could. No.
Mohammed, Dr. Mohammed, they had a choice.
Beckers and all of them for some fools.
All of them had a choice. All of them.
They had a choice and they chose. So right. So 1 minute you tell me they didn't have a choice and now you tell me they had a choice. I'm telling you, they had a choice. Their choices.
Their choice was what Dr. Rowley gave them. And the choice was what Dr. Rowley gave them.
And triggered an election. They could have said no. The 9, how much of them? Is 11, 9 of them? 9 of them could have said no. And they could have hold their ground and trigger an election. But they decide no. They closing ranks. And because they're closing ranks, the Constitution allows for these circumstances to arise, which it does, right? So we go in and close ranks and save face and try to salvage the government in the run up to the next election. And hope between now and the next election, whether it is a month from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, we're going to try our best to salvage the government. That making sense?
So, Dr. Mohammed, let me say this,
I am saying,
Mr. Intellectual has a great point.
Hold on. I am saying this. I am saying this. Do not fight something when it could very well be the catalyst for the actual change that the country looking for.
Well, that way you said it, I could go with that. I could, but my
you didn't wait for me to finish. You need to let me be cynical a little bit. Yeah, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Why the country? Let me listen. I want to be cynical, and I'm cynical. I'm cynical from the perspective that yes, the Constitution does allow for it to happen. Nobody acted illegally. But why fight this battle in a court and distract the country from a court battle that could go on for the next 2 years when you can have an election in front of you in 5 weeks' time, in 3 months' time, in 6 months' time, and the vast majority of this country, 1 point something million people in this country are eligible to vote. We will see how they vote in the coming months, and they will decide.
But I still have a problem.
And if there's a low voter turnout, we will know that why there's a low voter turnout. And if there's a high voter turnout, we'll know why there's a high voter turnout. But don't fight it. When you fight it in a court, because what if you spend all that money to fight it in a court, and the Privy Council come back and say the interpretation of the law is accurate? When you have senior counsels in Trinidad and Tobago saying that the interpretation of the law is correct, don't fight it. Fighting this does not make sense. From what I saw yesterday in Woodford Square, Stuart Young is intimidated by the office of the Prime Minister. He's intimidated by the position of Prime Minister. And his little thing, I will tell you this, little fish cannot swim in large oceans. And that is what he is. Because even, when I sat down last night and I watched the coverage of the PNM in Woodford Square, I said to myself, well, Rowley, you come here to Ramajay before you go home and you overshadow poor Stuart, who come in tomorrow to take chirrup and get a little 10 days. And when you should have given the chance to Ramajay, Stuart Young could not even Ramajay to give the country a zest, a feeling. Like this man, he lacked it. He lacked it. Even my colleagues and I speaking today, they say, Shane, he really flopped on the platform yesterday. I said, well, let him flop. Let the people see what he can and cannot do. And then the people will decide. But when the people decide, not a damn dog go back on the other side of in the PNM. Relax. There's a process coming. There's an opportunity coming. A free and fair opportunity for the country to decide who they put the power in the hands of. If they put the power in the hands of the PNM, then so be it. If they put the power in the hands of the UNC, so be it. If they take it and they put it in the hands of the Michaela Pandey, we go see.
Yeah, but Dr. Mohammed, I hear you, but I am a person. Precedent is important to me. I hear you.
We have precedent in the Caribbean region. We have precedent.
With respect to that? With respect
yes.
to where? Who? In Trinidad?
Jamaica. PJ Patterson and this lady, Portia Simpson Miller.
Did PJ Patterson appoint Portia Simpson?
We have precedent with Bruce Golden.
Wait. Did PJ Patterson appoint Portia?
She succeeded him as a leader.
No, she succeeded him. That was succession. That wasn't, they were in parliament and he appointed her.
Yes.
No. All right. Let me look. Yes. You saying that PJ Patterson
and then she
was
Prime Minister. Let me tell you next piece.
Okay.
Hold on. And then and she sat in the office for about a year and something, and then she lost the office, and the JLP came in 2010. What are you worried about?
I don't remember that. He appointed Portia Simpson. That what you're saying, right?
Portia Simpson Miller became Prime Minister on the resignation of PJ Patterson. Yes.
But why did he resign? Hold on.
God, I can't remember why he
All right,
resigned,
look at
but
here.
he resigned. He done.
Look at here. Right,
the same
right.
reason Bruce Golden.
He resigned. Hold on. Forcer Percival Noel James Patterson, popularly known as PJ Patterson. He served in office for 14 years. He was the leader of the People's National Party from 1992 to 2006. Hold on, let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. When Patterson served as member of parliament for the constituency Westmoreland, Southeastern from 1970 to 1980, when he lost to Euphemia Williams of the Jamaica. And again, following a constituency reorganization, he served as MP for Westmoreland from 1993 to 2006. He retired from all position in January 2006. So he retired. Hold on.
Will Rowley retire?
No. He's still a political party. He's still a political leader. If you retire from all politics.
Oh God, the man saying a couple that he holding on to that.
Oh, yeah, now it is semantics.
He
retire. PJ Patterson retired from everything.
He changed his mind.
Oh, okay.
But last night the man said he does not intend to carry on as political leader.
So why you retire? Why you retire now? Why you? So this is different, Dr. Shane. This is different.
What the real thing is to see what happened in the political leadership race, you know.
Eh?
Check Bruce Golden. Check Bruce Golden.
All right, Bruce Golden. Who did he appoint? Tell me. Bruce Golden.
Andrew Holness.
Okay.
Holness.
Yeah. Did Bruce Golden appoint Andrew Holness as Prime Minister?
The JLP appointed him Prime Minister. Bruce Golden didn't appoint him as Prime Minister.
But that what we talking about? We talking about the precedent that a sitting Prime Minister decided he no longer wanted to be Prime Minister and he point a person as Prime Minister. We're looking at precedent for that. That's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see this. All right, hold on.
Yes, but Bruce Golden was a sitting Prime Minister.
Hold on, I'm looking for
Prime Minister.
No, I'm not aware of it.
He had to resign.
Hold on. All right, let me see if Bruce Golden resigned as Prime Minister. How about that? There's Bruce
Look
Golden.
at here. Resignation. On the 25th of September 2011, Golden advised the GLP Central Executive, the second highest decision-making body in the party outside of the blah, blah, blah. At a party conference, upon the election of a new leader, he would have stepped down as Prime Minister. That's the only thing that he do.
Upon the election of a new political leader, you will step down.
Yes.
Dr. Rowley is still a political leader.
Wall Street, you are fighting something that could benefit the greater large of the country.
I hear you, but I'm saying that I'm looking for a precedent. You ain't give me one yet. Where a sitting Prime Minister decide. Go ahead.
To resign?
Yeah. Not to resign.
To resign?
To resign everything. If you resign everything, right? I understand that. But if you resign, half resign.
If he can't resign, he can't resign his seat.
Why not? No, not the seat. Not the seat as political leader. Not the seat. The seat is different.
He come in with that just now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Let me ask you. He said last night he put out before last night he put out a next press release that he has decided to give it up before September.
Oh,
The
so the
point
election
is
is August. They ain't got no convention. He real good enough. Dr. Rowley good enough. He good enough.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Listen,
of course he is.
My relating with Dr. Rowley is not a positive one. But I have to give him credit. He's very astute and he good. Because if he could appoint a prime minister and not one dog back, right? And everybody just kill Kitty, the man good.
No, don't tell her. Don't do them that. 9 of them back and he back, and then back.
Nah, them ain't back loud enough.
Remember that?
That was a whimper. That was not back.
Yeah, listen.
Let
me tell you something. The PLM is you of all people know, that the PLM is a party that does not they can't break ranks. They're not accustomed to breaking ranks, right? That's not in their DNA to break ranks. The only time a party ever break ranks, and the person who ever break ranks within a party and they didn't really break the ranks, they break the ranks halfway, was Rowley himself. When he and Manning mash up and split up twice, right?
Rowley mash up the party to get prime minister.
Okay, but let me ask you something. Did they not pay a price for that?
Well,
they pay a price for it.
That's what Dr. Rowley wanted, to become the political leader, mash it up, break down everything. Like how they break down the Levantel to Washington Empowerment Center and Duncan Street and Independence Square, he mashed it down like chili baby.
But okay, but let me tell you, I don't want to go down this road again and again and again. It has.
No, I hear you.
We are where we are now. See it as an opportunity for the wider population of Trinidad and Tobago to make an informed decision as to where they want to go. When Stuart Young today stood up and he spoke about in his speech about the leadership, and he talked about change and all of those things, I said, okay, very nice, cool. And then when I look at the composition of the cabinet, I said, change? What did change? You mean 5 cent change?
No,
not real change.
No, he get Leon's Ablai. He get Adrian Leon's Ablai as Minister of Housing.
For what, 6 months?
Yeah, well, he gave up that was Ablai.
And he potentially kill Marvin Gonzalez's political career.
But I know how and poor Scotland I feel sorry for him. Marvin Gonzalez have a law degree. It doesn't matter. Scotland is a crack.
He does have a law degree.
Oh, he do.
But listen to this. This is the first time that I've listened to Marvin Gonzalez speak with such caution. Right? He spoke with such caution. Leave it be. Why are we still going down this road about what Rowley do, what he do, how he do it, where he do it? President, well, he set the precedent. Watch me. How does the country feel now going forward? And what will the country do going forward? What about the lady and the supporters that were in Woodford Square yesterday? And when the media talked to them, there are videos of them that said, okay. You think if we were in a regular normal political environment, we'd get that kind of information coming to the forefront? The lady tired, she sweat down, she looked like she was hungry, she looked like she was frustrated, and she leaned up on a tree with her head on the tree. It's as if she didn't know why she was there.
Tell she had to be there. They bring her, they sell her maxi for she, and they tell she meet me by the corner, so and so. She jump in a maxi, they give she a little a lunch bag, and she good to go.
And do you think that is fair to the population of Trinidad and Tobago, regardless of where these people sit, in terms of their political preferences?
My concern, this is my concern, is I hear you, and your point is well taken. But my concern is that democracy. You understand? Democracy. You know, and
my attitude. My attitude is this: when the great crafters of our Republican Constitution and the great minds of our Republican Constitution wrote the Republican Constitution, and they put in provisions by which a prime minister can be elected and a prime minister can be selected, and the conditionalities by which a prime minister can be selected, they made it their business to ensure that different circumstances will arise that will not disrupt the overall operations of a government, whether it happened in 6 months of coming into the office or it happened within 5 years of coming. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this.
Ask me.
Let's say in 2001, if Mr. Pandey's majority in the House was more than the slim majority that he had, more than 1917. If Mr. Pandey's majority was able to go beyond that, so let's just say there were 3 seats that defected. So let's give Mr. Pandey, instead of 19 seats, he had 21. That makes sense? 22.
22.
Instead of 20. So 22. 22. Right? So instead of having 19 seats, he had 22. And Ramesh and Ralph and Trevor bust it and go on the other side and sit down on the backbench and resign from the government. And Mr. Pandey was holding on by a bare minimal, which would have bring him to 1917. Because them fellas bust it and go on. He should have
no
election.
No, if he still commands the majority. No.
Right.
If he still commands the majority, you got to no election.
Let me ask the next question.
You might have a question, man.
Well, let me ask the next question. If in 1917, in the 1917 dynamic,
1917,
Mr. Pandey come and get a heart attack.
1917.
And he can't function.
Oh,
in the 1917.
Okay, all right.
The 1917, the configuration. If Mr. Pandey did come and have a heart attack, and he had to be hospitalized, and he couldn't carry on.
That's different. That's different.
If Mr. Pandey had a scandal to name,
that is all different. He still had to resign. He still had to resign.
And he resigned. What? No, well, he had a scandal to name, and he had to resign immediately as prime minister.
Okay, then that's a different story.
And the deputy political leader Ramesh Maharaj had to take over. And therefore, there was a transition. Whoever, I just using the deputy leader.
Okay.
Whoever had arisen and gotten the majority of support, that means the government had to fall? No, the government would not have had to fall. So this is we should not argue this point. Let us now see whether Stuart Young could, as he says, be different to Keith Rowley. And my argument is he can't. He's like Kamala Harris to Joe Biden. He's tied to Keith Rowley's legacy. You think that Stuart Young could change the direction of this country in the next 3 months? Or the next 6 weeks?
No.
Okay.
No.
Let them ramage and let the people decide.
So Dr. Mohammed, what I hear you saying, I'm speculating now. It seemed like you had a private discussion that you didn't tell me about, and I'm unaware of any discussion that you have had. But you had a discussion with the UNC, and you agree with them being silent on this matter and wait for the general election. I like that one. I like that. Oh God. I like that one too. Oh God. I'm sorry. Folks, I'm sorry. Dr. Red, Dr. Shane, let's take this is one of your favorite callers. This is one of your favorite callers. Hello, Mr. Atlanta. You have a question for Dr. Shane?
No, I was just saying that Dr. Shane don't have to have a silent discussion with the UNC. That's the only way to go. That is the only way to go. And just make a general election. Put who you want there, which is yellow is the code of cross. Right? Just put whoever you want there, who you think will run business, who will have the country run properly. So who,
I take that point.
The next 2 months or 2 weeks, 3 weeks or whatever it is, let them say, give them the time. You remember?
I agree.
Everything from them.
I agree.
Right? Let them play the field.
All right.
Election has to be there. That's the important thing. And you'll have the prime minister you want. Right?
Okay.
So you should know who you want and go with it.
All right, thank you.
So you do like if Shane went behind and had some secret. It's just common sense. You just have to use your brain. What I mean? So anyway, that's just my take.
Thank you, Mr. Atlanta. actually, was waiting.
She started off not liking me. Now she like me.
She like you know.
No,
the last time she was gaining it, boy. She gained it. Even Slimy like you know too.
No, I waited for I waited for she to give me the seat. She wanted to give me.
Oh, even Slimy like you too now. Slimy say he like you know. Yeah. Caller, you have a question for Dr. Shane? Caller, turn on your computer.
Yeah, let me turn down. Hold on. Let me turn down. Yeah. Good night, Professor Wall Street. Good night, Dr. Shane. Good night, Uncle Tommy and everyone. Yeah, Professor Wall Street, a couple things. We went through this already. I have to agree with Dr. Shane, but I want to point out a couple things. One is the opposition leader is actually saying she might contest it. She did not appear at the swearing ceremony.
Caller, let me say to you right away. Let me say to you. She already took Dr. Shane Mohammed advice of cancel that.
Right, okay,
yeah.
I got you. I want to be quick.
That is not on the board. Next question. All right.
Next thing was, let's go to president. And I'm checking here. Yeah. I pointed out that a few months ago, there is precedent, and the precedent is under the Constitution. It's right here in Trinidad and Tobago. I told you were living in the United States at the time, and I told you in 1981, when Dr. Eric Williams died, there were 3 deputy PMs.
Caller, sorry to tell you, that is not. This is different in this situation.
So, boys, you gotta listen, man. Just listen.
It's not. It's not.
There is a precedent. Listen carefully to this, because I'm checking it. When Dr. Williams died, you have 76A and 76B or whatever. George, there were 3 deputy political leaders. They were not the political leader. They were not the leader in the house. Just listen. Just hear what I'm saying, Dr. Professor Wall Street. Just listen to what I'm saying. George Chambers was seated as PM by Eric Williams. I mean, not by Eric Williams, sorry, by President Clark.
By Silas Clark.
And 3 people. Right? At the time when he became PM, and you can check it, he was not the political leader of the PNM, Professor Wall Street.
No, he wasn't.
He became the political leader 2 days after. So there is,
Yes.
I'm looking at it right here, under British Common Civil Law.
Yes.
This is going to go to the Privy Council. There are several instances, Professor Wall Street, that shows that people resigned and was still the political leader at the time, and the person who had the majority became the PM. So this is unfortunately, people will say, I agree with you, it's not constitutional, it's not, but it does not make sense to pursue this when the country is going south. PM Rowley is no longer PM Rowley, PM Stuart Young. He just shift the deck with the cards, and the ship is still tilted. You have what's his name? The permanent secretary, Vishnu Danpal, saying, who was there for almost 10 years, which is what Mr. Sessa said, who was the XO, meaning he was the executive officer under Colm Imbud. And he's coming to be the new finance minister and saying Trinidad is not going through or will not go through austerity. When we know for a fact what has been pointed out, he was responsible for what happened with that Petrotrin refinery, Vishnu Danpal. He was responsible for us obtaining $143 billion in debt, Professor Wall Street, $5.5 billion in forex debt that we cannot pay right now. So let us focus. The UNC has to get
But
together.
let me add to what you're saying.
Hold on.
Let me add to what you're saying as well.
Hold on.
Vishnu Danpal, Mrs.
Go ahead.
Mrs. Pasabi Sessa also knows for a fact that when she was prime minister, for the 5 years that she was prime minister, she had to deal with permanent secretary Vishnu Danpal as the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance. So she knows what she's talking about when it comes to Vishnu Danpal.
Yes, exactly.
Go ahead, let him go ahead.
And the point is,
yeah,
if you have, and Professor Wall Street, I want to point out two things before I leave because I don't want to take up much of your time. I'm going to send you on the airport. I just did it. Vishnu Danpal, whether he was in London or not, I am sure had an input into this, right? As well as this Owando refinery debacle that I'm saying is a monstrosity of an issue, where 3.3 and a refinery is written off.
We have,
you see, almost 12 billion might be sold to Owando under a lease agreement, which I told you I'm very familiar with because I worked with the investment bank that dealt with Petrotrin. So let us focus, because I agree with what Dr.
For 15 years.
Go ahead, Professor Waltz. Dr. Shane. I don't want to interrupt you. You were saying something, Dr. Shane.
Listen, the lease agreement is for 15 years.
Right, but
what the plan is to have it leased or sold for, if they lease it, they're leasing it for 15 years to a company that has never had never been in the business of operating an oil refinery before.
Right, Dr. Shane, I want to point out something, and I sent something to Professor Wall Street, and I didn't want to preempt this because it's a deeper analysis of leasing, and my expertise is in project finance and leasing. And I'm saying to you that this Rwanda refinery, I don't want to go off on a sedge rate, is a whole big debacle because Rwanda does not have the capital structure to deal with this. They have negative equity of 1,011%. Their assets are under their liabilities for the last 2 years. So I don't want to go into that because, as I told Professor Wall Street, I wanted to discuss it with him, and I want to show people where we could be selling this and not getting the forex that we're supposed to, and we could go back into the same issue concerning Naikwan, because that's the issue that created all of this debacle. But the fact is, coming back to this point, and I want to make sure we're on the right point, the fact is you change the deck of cards. I agree with you, Dr. Mohammed. Let them ramage for the 3 months at Miss Atlanta, right? Because even if this was supposed to be successful and they were to win, what would Dr. Robbie do? All he has to do is go and call a special convention. And then they have an interim leader, just back like in 1981, Stuart Young, Ferdy Ferreira already said that today, right? So it is a moot point. Let us concentrate on defeating the PNM because we have real issues facing our country. And a lot of people don't want to deal with it. And I with facts and numbers. You see that airport? I'm gonna send that to Professor Wall Street. I looked at that numbers and I said, that was crazy. You are spending $1.8 to $2 billion by the time it's finished, and it will cost taxpayers almost $3 billion in what we have to pay back, and we have a 3 million capacity airport. These are the outstanding issues, right, that we have to deal with. You have an airport that we don't even have the lift capacity to deal with in Tobago. We don't have the room capacity. We have no advertising. I spoke to Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. They have been in the United States longer than me. And Dr. Shane, I travel all over the world, and I have never seen not one advertisement on Tobago. Not one.
All right, leave it there.
We have to deal with that. So,
all right, man.
Yes, there's a
Bless.
president. Thank you for letting me talk.
You know why?
All right. Cool. Bless. So, hold on.
Yes, Yeah.
Miss Atlanta,
what he's saying is.
Hold on. Miss Atlanta,
Miss Atlanta?
Yeah. Miss Atlanta, you call. Miss Atlanta, you call back?
Yes.
What's your question you have for Dr. Shane?
I have no question. You see, with Dr. Shane, you're wasting my time, okay?
Oh, God.
Just tell me the seat you're going up for. I don't want to hear nothing that's in the past. We are going forward. For the next 3 months,
Okay.
we will have a lady prime minister, okay? All
Okay.
what you talking there will be none and void because we're going forward.
All right.
Miss Atlanta, I have a request.
Miss Atlanta, hold on.
I have a
Hold on.
request. Miss Atlanta.
Dr. Shane have a request.
I have a request.
Yeah.
If you so strongly feel that way towards me, I want you to pick up the phone and make a call to that very lady and make your recommendation.
Well, no problem.
Miss Atlanta does write letters and thing, you know.
No problem. And when I
You go ahead. You have my full permission.
Yeah.
Just give me.
You have my full permission to go ahead and do that.
Well, right. Okay. Well, right.
Miss Atlanta, you go send one. I go
Yeah.
send one too.
Yes, but you know, your own will have as much weight as mine, okay? Because you are now come, right?
Oh, I'm a Johnny come lately.
Johnny come lately, right?
All right.
Right?
Okay.
You have to be established, right?
Okay.
So I am here, Shane, and you see this long talk about what we did and what we didn't do, and what we could have do and what we ain't doing. You have to move forward. We are going forward and just keep on saying that. When you talk about Rowley and about what they do and what Stuart they're doing, you make me feel like living with Stuart and them, you know. And when I go to boat, I will be seeing red instead of yellow. You have to stop talking about them. Okay, let me talk about, so Sean could put out his portfolio and we could start to talk.
Right.
And Wall Street, you could go up for a seat too.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you. Oh God. Well, yes, I'm gonna take a voice note here. I think this was never a question.
No, but listen.
Hold on. Let me take his voice now.
Queen and the other members of the panel, good evening. Let me make my commitment that I, Gordon Bernard Maloney, the first will never get on a platform and lie. Never. But I may make a mistake. If I make a mistake and it is brought to my attention, I will address it. So, Mr. Shane, my question is, having been in the opposition for more than 9 years, election is in the air, obviously. Ray Charles could see that. And at this stage, have not even have half the amount of candidates that the people could see and say, yes, the neutrals or the country lovers. What sort of signal you think that is sending? Forget about the talk show hosts and them who, they're burying the head in the sand and the sand and the other part of the body up in the air. Forget them. I'm talking about the politicians who in opposition for more than 9 years and up to now they ain't organized. What kind of signal you think the public who neutral and want betterment will be receiving from that kind of behavior? Thank you very much.
You see, I'll tell you this with response to that answer, that question. Everybody expects Mrs. Prasad Bisasa to raise the standard and raise the bar. Everybody is pushing, including myself, have said to her, I said it up to today on the news, that if I were to sum up Dr. Rowley's speech yesterday in Woodford Square, the summary of that entire, however long you ramage on the platform was, to Kamala, if you don't like what you see on the PNM platform, I dare you, I am betting you, you can't do better. So you see Marshall sang Bet Me for Carnival. He is betting her. He's also challenging her that she cannot do better. So give Mrs. Bisasa a chance to do what needs to be done. Because I've always said to the UNC and to the PNM, the day one side can predict the other side, the one side that has become predictable has lost their political stock, has lost their political relevance. So give Mrs. Prasad Bisasa the chance. Who tell you Mrs. Prasad Bisasa have a list? But when she dropped that list and throat start to bust, so man go start to be balling on the ground and beating up when the political jugular get cut. Leave her be. Right now she talking policy. Stuart Young said today in his inaugurational speech about change. Change. Yesterday, he said one of the changes he wants to see is that young people become involved more in entertainment. And I'm paraphrasing because there's a talent there. But I didn't realize Trinidad and Tobago is the Caribbean Hollywood. That we have a market that is bigger than Jamaica's reggae music, where every creed and race could aspire to be a successful and a formidable artist. So vision is very important here as well. You have 41 candidates. You have no policy. Do you have a policy position on our energy or on the sustainability of our energy industry? Do you have a portfolio, a policy agenda and a policy of your own about our social services? Do you have a position and a policy on how we can deal with crime from a socio and economic perspective come up? Do you have a position and a policy on how we deal with education? Do you have a policy and position on how we can grow the economy, diversify the economy, and make Trinidad and Tobago a more attractive country to foreign direct investment? No, he does not. Last week, Monday, Mrs. Prasad Bisasa again licks in the Guardian, again licks online, again licks on social media. They come for me, all because I say that you cannot just say, look out in front and I have 41 candidates and here I have a policy. But Mrs. Prasad Bisasa have the 10 candidates. She has 10 candidates in the most critical marginal seats that she needs. Since however long out, she is the safe seat, she put out nothing yet, right? But she have policy positions on where she stands on education, where she stands on this, where she stands on that. Tonight I'm missing the speech, but I want to hear if she have a position on economic growth and development for Trinidad and Tobago. But we want to sit down here and debate about whether it's legal or not illegal, which is a distraction. It's exactly what the PNM wants us to do, to be distracted by their actions so that the issues that touch and concerns our daily lives, our sustainability and our future are not debated and discussed because we're blinded by what Stuart do, what Rowley do. And tonight, Rowley probably in Tobago on a golf course relaxing or rock back on a recliner in the house sipping some wine. And what we doing? Talking about what coulda, shoulda, coulda, ought to be. There's an opportunity for the whole country, the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, those that are living abroad as well, to decide whether they're going to come home to vote. If people are serious about where we go in this country and the future of Trinidad and Tobago, then I expect that in the masses, tickets would be bought to come to Trinidad and vote in the next election. But sitting down and talking about what could have happened, should have happened, what happened, don't make sense.
Caller, you have a question for Dr. Shane?
Yeah, good evening again, Mr. Tommy. Good evening, Mr. Shane. Happy to see you on the program, man. I love your contribution so far. You're on point. So, but Mr. Shane, perfect example. That guy who just asked you about Miss Kamala UNC didn't have the 41 candidacy, right? But he would never vote for UNC, right? But he will ask his party what the manifesto is, what they want to improve on. So this is
exactly
kind of dealing with in society. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Shane.
No, he said exactly. He said exactly.
Yeah, this is the type of people we have in society still existing. Hopefully, maybe in the next 15, 20 years, when the younger generation come out fully and our next generation, we will get this politics out, this Jurassic politics.
15 years, by that time, 15 years, I'm ready to retire.
Yeah, what's the question?
The question I have for Mr. Shane. We know Stuart Young is involved in the 1%. Do you think that this 1% now will invest heavily in the campaign and give these PNM supporters trinkets +1 or +2 with the trinkets to make them dip their finger back for the PNM? I'm a question.
I want to tell you all something. We, the 99%, give relevance to the 1%. And we behave in a manner that the 1% wants us to behave. We behave like subjects. And we continue to make reference to the 1%. I believe the 1% more than ever now would like to see something different in Trinidad and Tobago. Because even the 1% of the 1% has benefited in the last 10 years, not the whole 100% of the 1%. So let us try to kill the position, the conversation about 1% versus 99%, because what we do is prove that the 99% of us subjects are inferior to the 1%. And as Wall Street rightfully say, they don't necessarily come out and vote. It is we who have to come out and vote in our numbers. The 650-something thousand people that come out to vote, or the 500 or 800,000 that should be voting, out of the 1 million that is eligible to vote. 1% is not a lot.
Yeah. Let me take
you know who has the 1%? The 1% live in the West, but they can't outnumber the other percent. That is what keeps the PNM in power.
And Dr. Mohammed, that is the point. Hold on, let's take this call. Caller, what is your question for Dr. Mohammed?
Good night, Dr. Shane.
Good night.
Dr. Shane, the last caller want to know what is the 41 candidate panel. But yesterday, the government brought out the 41 candidates, and he have no policies. All he has bacchanal, commerce, do betterment for the country. You see what PNM has strategy, UNC has strategy too, you know.
Correct.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Shane, I wanted to get back to your point. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to answer Caribbean Soul, but I'll come back to it. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dr. Shane, as I pointed out, at the end of the day, the people decide whether the UNC going to win or the PNM going to win. No financer. Them financer could spend billions of dollars. Billions.
Yeah.
Right? As the PNM spent previously, right, in the local election. Right? And what happened? right? So in my estimation, right, the only way the 1% and the 1% finance both sides, they don't just finance the PNM. They finance
Yes.
both sides, right? So all they worry
Yes,
about the
yes,
1%, the 1% don't worry, you know. Because if the PNM win, the 1% there. If the UNC win, the 1% still there. What we have to worry about is whenever they get in power, how do we, the people, get from whichever party in power? Right? And you could look at the PNM and you could tell that the people who vote for the PNM, right, especially the constituencies that have never forsaken the PNM, are the worst, most dilapidated, most rundown, cobbles flying over them constitution every hour, well, every 10 minutes, right? And they're happy with that, and that is sad. And the PNM knows that, and they continue to give them that.
Dr.
Dr.
Shane.
Mohammed, we have to go for a quick break. Tommy, go ahead if you say what you have to say. So, folks, we're going to take a quick break. Tommy, you're saying something?
When we come back.
Okay, folks, we're going to go for a quick break. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, Dr. Shane Mohammed, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. If you have any question for Dr. Mohammed, you can call us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444. Or 973-609-6509. We'll be right back. Stick and stay.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe. WZYE TV and YouTube. And you could reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. And as Wall Street said, share it live. Please share it live.
You know, Dr. Mohammed, you wanted to say something. You want to go back to that point?
Yeah.
Something with Caribbean Soul said? You want to put it back up? What did he say?
Soul asked me what was my position on Caribbean Soul. Asked me what are my views.
Yeah. This is it. Yeah, I'm gonna put it up for you. Look at it.
Imposing higher rates on the population. Yeah. My position is this: the PNM henchman and done enough work and wrecked our economy. He's stymied our growth and development economically. He has finished the job there under the disguise of stabilizing the economy. And I'm very concerned about the role he would play in public utilities, especially as it pertains to whether he would be the man that would raise the rates of water and electricity bills in the coming months. I will say to you all what I said to the media today. Imbert's smile is not a smile of welcome, it's a smile of deception. So that's my position on that.
So, Dr. Shane, do you think that the finance minister moving from Ministry of Finance to Ministry of Public Utilities is a demotion?
Of course, it's a demotion. You went from money to pipe.
Okay.
Yeah,
What about
But it also has a role. It also has a critical role to consider whether he's going there to be a henchman and to implement the RIC's recommendation for higher rates. of electricity and water.
Hmm.
He could have also gone there to start. He's probably gone in there as well to ensure that TSTT is very well stocked with PNM human resource capital.
Election coming, boy. Election in the air. What about Scotland being overlooked for Attorney General or Minister of National Security, being that he was a junior minister in national security, and you take a man
He's
from
a cabinet
public
minister.
utilities, huh?
But Scotland is a cabinet minister.
Yeah, because he's an MP, right?
No. Beside being a minister in the Ministry of National Security, he's also a minister in the Ministry of National Security with cabinet responsibility. So,
oh, right, yes.
even though he's not the Minister of National Security, but a minister, he still has cabinet responsibility. So he's still on the same level with regard to the minister.
No.
I think
Dr. Shane,
Scotland.
How could he be at the same level? Gonzalez is the minister
with cabinet responsibility.
Yeah, but he in charge and Minister of National Security, not Scotland. So both of them in charge?
Scotland is they're both in the cabinet, yes. Once you have cabinet status,
No, I understand that. But I am asking the question, for example.
Authority wise.
Yes. Based on authority.
Authority wise, based on authority, Marvin would be the one that has the direction.
Okay.
But based on salary and status, they're on the same level. So what they're looking for is coordination rather than leadership and direction, and one being higher than the other. So the role of the two ministers actually is a precedent that was set by Kamala Prasad-Bisasa, which is a good thing. They just haven't gotten it right.
Yeah. It's funny, right? This fella up on his screen there, his name is, I think, some kind of hack show fella. He just come in here. You see like how Miss Atlanta come in and someone has attack you? Yeah, attack you. Right? Yeah, what you say? Finally, Wall Street makes sense tonight. The 1% and 2% finance both sides to their benefit at the expense of the last 2/3 of the population. But you see, right? I don't want a compliment from New York. Take back your compliment. Because it's not the first time, or the second time, or the third time, or the fourth time, or the fifth time I've said that. So I don't need no compliment from you. All right? You take back your compliment. Right? Thank you very kindly.
Shane, Dr. Mohammed.
Yes.
Go ahead, Tommy.
Yes.
Dr. Mohammed, we are looking at an election coming up. You with me? You with me?
Yeah,
are you with me?
Yeah, you listening?
Yeah, we are eyeballing an election coming up.
Yes.
And we know that the vote
is
what matters at the end of the day. But what we have is a population that needs to be still needs to mature when it comes to their political outlook, so to speak. And now we have a game being played that can dazzle and fool many of those who are politically ignorant. What do you think the outcome is going to truly be at the end of the day?
I think the opposition has a golden opportunity here that they should not squander. And I think there are enough challenges out there and challengers out there that has put challenges to Mrs. Prasad-Bisasa that she will not be able to do what needs to be done in order to capture the minds of an overwhelming part of the electorate. And I think, I believe that it would not, this opportunity, this election should not be as difficult as it is turning out to be. and that it should be a walk in the park for Mrs. Prasad Bisasa. It is turning out to be harder than I anticipate. And I think that she needs to be able to be assertive. She must be able to take the bull by the horn, and she needs to use the political dagger and kill the parasites that are around her, and ensure that the population feels very confident in her ability to lead assiduously and very, clinically, and do what is necessary to also restore her public image and her legacy as Prime Minister.
So I saw some health policies from the UNC, and I was very impressed.
Oh yes, me
Very,
too.
very
Yes,
impressed.
yes.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like,
Yes.
we them all kind of thing, boy. With all them practical opening that we have of the central block. By the time the UNC come in power, we go have real openings. You ain't got no practical.
Yeah. No. I must say the education policy, the health policy, I agree with those. Those are pretty good policies. I do look forward to seeing what her economic policies are. I do think so.
It's interesting, eh? When the UNC brought the laptop.
Conversation, I'm not having it.
You're freezing a little bit. I think Dr. Shane is frozen. You're
No,
freezing a little
I'm moving.
Yeah, all right, let's take this call.
I'm not frozen.
Okay, caller, what's your question for Dr. Shane?
Yeah. Good evening again, everyone. So, Mr. Sheen, my question to you now is: so we get the 1% thing out. I want everybody to hear that you are a political scientist, and you say that have no problem. The 1% have no part to play in it. So I want everybody to understand that. So my question to you now is: what about those third parties that is running, and they are concentrating on the marginal seats? What do you think would be the outcome going through for election on that?
That's a good question. I like that. That's an excellent question.
I will say this. It is an excellent question, and I'm very glad you raised it. There would have been about the results in some of those marginal seats. I will say, and I have been saying, that there's one particular seat that I'm very concerned about, and it is the Barataria Sawa seat. Why? Because the PNM has put a very strong candidate in Barataria Sawa, and I don't believe that the UNC's candidate is as popular and as strong as, and has utilized his last 5 years in office to really cement himself as a formidable force in the seat. So therefore, my eyes is on that particular seat as compared to others. The other seats are trending pretty well. I don't think that. I think where the UNC has the ability to outdo the third parties is where they fill the other seats with remarkable candidates. That's why I'm saying it's very easy. I am Slimy pushing for new faces. I just said that. I am just saying that.
Why you just pay attention to Slimy or Glasgow?
Because you see, no. Yes, you see, you just have to answer the foolishness to it, because the foolishness will give you some answers that I have been. I not a damn thing, to be honest. I have been pushing for the UNC to do better. I've been pushing for the UNC to get to do what needs to be done in the interest of the population, and for the UNC to do what is best for the legacy of Mrs. Prasad Bisasa. That's all I can do.
No. All right.
I don't think you should
Slimy,
answer
that is
that.
it for you. That was it for Slimy. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think you should.
Yeah, no. Hold on. That was it for him. He's out. You don't have to worry about him no more.
He'll come back in a different form.
Yeah, he go come back as Glasgow. Yeah, folks. Slime you out. Okay. Yeah. Dr. Shane, tell her she take his own advice and don't apply the rock. All right.
Yeah, I just tell him that. Yeah, don't reply. Don't reply.
Yeah. All right. Stray dogs do bark at every car that goes by. Let me take some
And you
voices.
see, as I told you, even in politics, you have to pick your battles.
Yeah. Correct is right. Let me see this one here. What is this one here? Let me see this.
Brooklyn, my I am boss. I don't have to ask that. I am seeing every day, every week, every month what is happening. I don't have to ask that. My I am boss, you know. You understand? And I never set a yellow thing in front of my eyes so I can't see properly. I can see clearly now. The red is on. Let's go. Finally, he come around. Finally, he come around. And at least I can't say that whole program he speak truth. Tonight he speak the truth. The people will decide. If some people listen to you and how you talk, you get the impression that the radio host and them will decide who will win the election. Huh? Foul wash. Dr. Shane
Ramadan
here
Mubarak to you too, Nadira.
not balance at all. Are they helping the UNC cause? Are they helping the leader, Mrs. Bissessa? Because the man wrote in a letter, and one who high up in the UNC, and he say he want to know if she don't have a family member who could help tell her to get out of that thing. It's better you come out on your foot than on a wheelchair or on a bed, you know. Dr. Rowley do it. We must give him kudos for that, boy. Huh?
Dr. Shane, here's a question for you from Nadira. You know Nadira? Nadira have a question for you.
Yeah, I said to her Ramadan Mubarak. Yeah, I did say the same to her.
Yeah. Somebody asks, oh God, Rock, what was the fee you paid for the PNM for your membership that you don't vote? Oh God. Caller, welcome. You have a question for Dr. Shane? COP.
Good night to you, Wall Street.
Good evening to you.
And good night to you, Uncle Tommy.
How you doing?
Good night to you, Mr. Shiva. Good night to the listeners of Raza. Well, Wall Street and Uncle Tony, I want to let you tell me really. Because it's the first time in history I've seen we having a selected prime minister, not elected by the people and them. It's the first time I also seen we have a prime minister elected without convening parliament. It's the first time we've seen these things, and I want Shane Mohammed to answer this question for me too. How fair it is to have government minister, past government minister, now prime minister, had was to recuse themselves from parliament over 152 times for their brother and father to receive contract. Faris Alwari had was to recuse himself 82 times so that the family members could get hundreds of millions of dollars in contract. Mary King, under the People's Partnership, give some family member 100 and something thousand $1,000 in contract. And the PNM said it was unconstitutional misconduct in public office. And nobody in the United National Congress had was to recuse themselves from parliament so that the family member could get contract. how fair it is for we the citizens to sit down and see that taking place. Can anybody interfere in Parliament, interfere with the young family right now? Where their family them is the highest number had was to recuse herself and the most amount of contract. Can any minister speak out against the young family? How fair is that? And is that constitutional? Mr. Mohammed?
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Dr. Mohammed.
My question is, given all the facts that you've just laid out, what are you all prepared to do about it? That's all. We could sit down here and talk and talk and talk and talk and discuss and discuss and discuss and discuss and go about it in roundabout circles. My one question is, what are you all going to do about it? If you so don't like it, what are you going to do about it? With regard to this question about if Mrs. Prasad-Bissessar was to remove herself from the UNC leadership and hand over to somebody without baggage, will the UNC win in a, what is the ROUT? I don't understand what is route.
ROUT, a route, like, you know, with the UNC win 33, 34, 35 seats. That's what he's talking about. And that fella does talk about me.
I think it's too late at this stage to even consider that. The issue does not arise. And even with Mrs. Prasad-Bissessar as the leader of the UNC, given the condition that the country is in, if she does what needs to be done, she could even achieve not 33, but enough to get her over the threshold.
And I agree with you full 100. I think, in my estimation, right, I think if the UNC hands over to somebody now, right, they go fare worse than under Kamala Prasad-Bissessar. It's too late.
Yeah.
You know, too late. That's suddenly PNM an easy victory. But you see, it's a PNM asks that question, you know.
Yeah.
It's a PNM fella asks a loaded question, you know. That's a PNM question. You understand?
Listen. The Mrs. Prasad-Bissessar don't need to hand over nothing to go nowhere.
Nothing. Correct. All she needs to do is to make sure that the people she pick are the right people.
Is excellent.
Yes.
Not even right. Better than what is the 41 in, better than the, watch me, as we like to say, she needs to best the PNM.
Correct is right.
That's all she needs to do.
Yeah.
All she needs to do is best the PNM and licks like peas.
And that is it. Caller, you have a question. JB, welcome. You have a question for Dr. Shane?
Good afternoon, Shane. Good afternoon, panel.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, JB.
That whole incident with the snubbing of the THA in the opening of that partial opening of the airport. Will that be a backlash, or will that cause some form of falling out within the ranks of the PNM in Tobago? Number two, the delay in naming a candidate for Tobago West for the TDP. Is that a form of concern for Dr. Mohammed? And number three, what is basically his feelings about the whole situation going on now, given the dynamics in Tobago?
Okay.
That's it. Thanks.
By Sunday, you will have two candidates from Tobago and two candidates that the Tobago could be very excited about.
Okay. What about the?
I am not concerned about Tobago.
What about the dynamics in Tobago? He said about the dynamics.
The dynamics in Tobago.
Yeah.
What dynamic?
Well, I guess the way things are going in Tobago, and what happened at the practical opening of the airport. In that
the practical opening was a complete and absolute. It was a complete and absolute insult to the THA. It was a complete and absolute insult to the Chief Secretary. And I think that kind of divisive politics is not needed in Trinidad and Tobago. And if we remind ourselves, in 2012, when Mrs. Prasad-Bissessar was Prime Minister, and she didn't commission, she opened a functional Scarborough General Hospital. She did put on the plaque her name, the Minister of Health's name, and the Chief Secretary at the time, Mr. Orville London's name, and both Mr. London and the Secretary for Health and Wellness at the time was at the function and they spoke. So Mrs. Prasad Bisesa has worked with an opposition party in the THA while she was prime minister, and she did not discriminate. So people tend to lose their memory and tend to forget, but the Scarborough Hospital is just one example, and I think it was again, let the PNM trip over themselves with their political mistakes. The people of Tobago will show them who is boss.
Look, you have a question on the screen.
Do you think without an alliance, any party could beat the PNM? Yes, Mr. Pandey did it in 2000, and his slogan was performance beats old talk anytime. This notion of an alliance, one could be interested in a political party, one could be a grouping, any grouping of persons, a CBO, a community-based organization, an NGO, a group of concerned citizens, can all show interest in or express their thoughts and feelings and their concerns to a political party. It doesn't mean that a political party needs to have an alliance. Mrs. Prasad Bisesa in this instance has decided to go down that route. We have to respect that. But in my opinion, no, it's not always necessary. Why there is no property tax in Tobago? Because property tax in Tobago has the 1996 Tobago House of Assembly Act needs to be amended so that those things could be handed over to the THA. So, and there needs to be land regulation and regularization first before you tax the people. What about the international observers for the election? Even if there are no international observers for the election, I believe that our elections can be free and fair, and that the people of Trinidad and Tobago can make their voices heard. They just need to come out and put their money where their mouth is and vote. We will let us wait and see, Nadira, how that goes. But right now, Tobago is going to, on Sunday, you will see the two candidates from Tobago.
So, Dr. Shane, let's take this call. Caller, what's your question for Dr. Shane? Caller.
Yeah. Good night. Again, this is my final question. I know I'm over calling. But Mr. Shane, now with the new airport in Tobago, right? So now the budget for Tobago will have to be more to maintain that airport in Tobago. So now that is another thing Tobago have to put on the table when that we seek to negotiate.
Thank you.
No. I think what we need to do is we need to amend the THA Act that allows the tourism division to go out there and start looking for business for the airport. And we need to realize that the central government needs to devolve some power to the THA as it pertains to the Airports Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. The maintenance, the upkeep, the operationalization of the airport in Tobago falls under the remit of the Airports Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. What there should be is that for this Airports Authority specifically, there should be an amendment to the Airports Authority configuration where a certain number of persons from Tobago and at the discretion of the THA is appointed to the Airports Authority board, so that there would be fairness and equity in that.
But Dr. Shane, before you get to that question, 1 minute. All right, go ahead. Get to the question. Go ahead.
Do you think there would be a conflict of interest in the position of AMO wanting to bring the Caribbean Court here? Well, the Caribbean Court of Justice sits in Trinidad and Tobago. This is where the headquarters of the Caribbean Court of Justice is. Mr. AMO has not been appointed to the Caribbean Court of Justice. That's different. He's appointed to the Eastern Caribbean Court, which is a court that speaks to the organization of Eastern Caribbean states. He is in the appellate court. He's in the appeal court of the Eastern Caribbean Court, not the Caribbean Court of Justice, which is the final court of appeal. It is separated and apart, so there's no conflict of interest. Where I do think it is a little bit, for me, mind-boggling, is that someone could hold a political office in Trinidad and Tobago as Attorney General and then rise to appeal court judge, just like that. But hey, good riddance.
So, Dr. Shane, here is another question from WhatsApp. Anselm, could you ask Dr. Shane if Gavin Nicholas should be a good candidate in Diego Martin East against mortally wounded Colin Imbert?
It would not be the first time. He came close to beating him in 2010. It's left to be seen.
So, Dr. Shane, I wanted to ask you a question about the airport, the airport in Tobago. Didn't the PNM put the cart before the horse? Shouldn't that money have been spent with infrastructure first before building this humongous airport that, you know, I don't know if all that amount of people will really be coming to Tobago. Shouldn't it be dealing with infrastructure within Tobago as opposed to the airport?
So let me say this, right? I love Tobago. I love the people of Tobago. I love Tobago. Tobago, I feel like my navel string is buried in Tobago. Did Tobago need a refurbished international airport to raise it to international standards? Yes, by all means. Did we need to improve the amenities and the bathrooms and the toilets and the area where you collect your baggage and that? Yes. Did we need to improve the immigration section where you have customs and immigration? Absolutely. Did we need to improve and enhance the VIP lounge for diplomats and whatnot passing through the airport? Absolutely. Could we have added the bridge that links the international airlines to the bridge straight into the airport? Yes. Do I think it necessary in Tobago? No. Why? Because we are attracting tourism in Tobago, and part of our tourism heritage and our tourism culture in Tobago is to be able to be hit in your face with that Caribbean breeze when you come down the steps of a jumbo jet. So I don't believe that kind of money should have been spent on a new terminal, but that does not mean that the current terminal that is in operations right now could not been enhanced, refurbished, and less money would have been invested into the airport, and you would have had money to put into other infrastructure projects throughout Tobago.
Now, when do you think the election will be called?
I have some dates in my mind. I think if we go in short term, 3 months from now, so I think maybe around the 30th of June, 7th of July. Long term, I think maybe around the 7th, somewhere around the 8th of September. He is hinting at November. I think that would be very unfair to have a government read a fifth budget and then hand that budget over to a possible new government. I think the fair thing to do, the right thing to do, the ethical thing to do would be to call the election in the month of September. If you want to go late, call it in September and let a new government come in and decide, and a new Minister of Finance decide the way forward with regard to the budget for 2025-2026.
I don't understand on the screen that is CCJ to become. Can you?
Must have a majority, including. So what he's asking us to move to CCJ, we do need a constitutional majority to pass that in the parliament. Yes, that's what he's saying, asking.
Okay, all right. So the way things
That's
are looking at, so the way things are looking at, Prime Minister Rowley is going to resign as political leader before the next general election or after the general election? Before.
I think it might be before yeah.
Okay. And
he's operating on a technicality. The technicality is, let me tell you, in section. I have my information too, I've done my research. Let me get it for you. let me get that for you. I need to show it to you, read it for you all. Oh Lord, right. So we have to be mindful that Article 18, subsection 8 of the PNM Constitution is very relevant as it pertains to the vacancy of a political leader. And where the vacancy of a political leader arises, Section 18, Clause 8 says, the General Council shall have the power to fill a vacancy occurring in any office in the absence of specific provisions there under the Constitution. Where a vacancy occurs in the office of the political leader, such vacancy shall be filled within a 6 month of its occurrence at a special or annual convention. So the General Council has a role to play, and the General Council can be, with immediate effect, appoint a political leader and then have it ratified within 6 months at a special convention. So that could very well happen in the next couple of weeks, according to Dr. Rowley, if he so desires to relinquish the political leadership of the party.
No,
I don't think that elements within the hierarchy of the party will are too what shall I say, too keen on him leaving right now because they see an opportunity to go for the jugular. We'll talk about that if that happens at another time.
Go for the juggler. Okay. All right. I'll leave that there. Oh, here is another question. I forget about Tobago West going back out for new plausible candidates. Trevor James and other candidate not ratified. Decision has to be made by the 23rd. Dr. Shane thoughts on Tobago. You already give it, right?
Yeah. I did say that they're going to be candidates. Tobago will settle their candidates on the 23rd.
Okay. They have one. They have one already, right? They have one, right? The fire
they
guy?
have one already, yeah.
The fire guy, right?
Yes. Tomo, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
they have one in the pot.
So, but you know something? I was discussing this with Tommy. I was asking Tommy. It really appears that the prime minister have really retired in truth because listen to this. I was under the assumption, me personally, I was thinking, critical thinking. I was thinking that maybe Stuart Young might appoint him a minister in the prime minister's office in order for him to continue to mentor Stuart Young, for him to control Stuart Young. Nah? Okay. All right.
Dr. Rowley, I'll tell you this. I've always said this. I've always said this about Dr. Rowley. What you see is what you get. He's not a man that has he's not pretended to be somebody else, and there's a level of authenticity in his leadership, and I have to give him credit for that. And when he made up his mind that he was done, and he's walked away.
Level of authenticity. What do you mean by that?
There's a level of authenticity.
For example,
he's an authentic leader. That don't mean that he's a positively. That doesn't. So okay.
Oh, what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
You can't. But you know, he was talking something on the. What was he talking on the platform, boy? Oh God, I forget. I wanted to remember to talking about that on the platform when he was talking last night, and I'm like, you know, it's like. It's like, you know, as you say, what you see is what you get. You know, don't expect anything different. You know, and now, know that he has more time.
No.
You know that he has more time to go and play golf. You know, he will be very happy, I guess. So, Dr. Shane, you think he will stay in Trinidad, or you'll fly out the country?
He may be back and forth. He may be back and forth to Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay. But you say you don't care about visa though, because Trump might take away visa.
Yeah, listen, after you've been 10 years, after you've been prime minister for 10 years, and you've been through the lengths and breadth of traveling in this world,
Yeah, correct.
and you retire, you really and truly don't care much to go anywhere, right? So, yeah. So, we at the end of the day, the man has moved on. We have to move on. Thank you. We say thank you very much to him for his service. Whether it was good or bad is indifferent. We will deal with that in the next election as it comes if we are serious about putting the walking the talk. But we have to look forward and to what is in front of us and what we want for ourselves as a nation and a people and what we want for our future. And quite frankly, Stuart Young speaking about change and future and children and all of that, he's had 10 years to craft a narrative that would support that, and he hasn't. Even in his capacity as Minister of Energy, and
he sound like Kamala Harris. He sound like Kamala Harris Part 2.
Well, you did read. If you read the article in the Guardian, I will send it to you. I did say that he stands the risk of having the Kamala Harris effect fall upon him.
Yeah. Kamala Harris Part 2, because he is tied to the neck, not the hip, to the neck with Prime Minister Rowley, former Prime Minister Rowley. He can't live down whatever this guy did. He cannot live it down, because he was as a matter of fact, the Prime Minister said he was his Gary Sobers. That's what the former Prime Minister said.
Yes.
So he can say what he want now.
To each its own. Yeah. To each its own. He has left it in the hands of Mr. Young to carry on. Let's see how that goes. I don't think that if the country feels a particular way, they will know what to do. And that's why I want to leave you all tonight.
So Dr. Shane, it's always a pleasure that you take the time here to come in and explain, answer all these questions and everything else. Any closing words before you go?
No, the closing words is very simple. The election is going to be upon us sooner rather than later. We know it is coming. We must be prepared. It is not going to come like a thief in the night, because we know that it is coming, right? Whether it comes within the next week, the next month, the next 3 months, the next 6 months, if Trinidad and Tobago really feel the way they do about the current status quo in Trinidad and Tobago, then they know what to do. Let me just answer something. Capisa, yes, I've held a wabbing in a drain in South. And Caribbean Soul, the Minister of Energy is also the Prime Minister.
Stuart Young. Yes, Stuart Young is the Minister of Energy. So, Dr. Shane, thank you so very kindly.
So, that's it, folks.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, Dr. Shane.
We'll talk soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
And Miss Atlanta can make her call.
Yeah. I go write the letter for she and send it for she, and just tell she I go give her the political leader email address so she could send it.
Pass it forward.
Later. All right.
Yeah. All right then.
Yeah, all right. Bless. So, folks, there you have it. There you have it, Tommy.
Yep.
What he sent Miss Atlanta? Just send me this. Let me see if I play this. What is this? She say a sneak peek. Let me listen to this.
I'm not hearing it.
Hold on. Still not hearing it?
Nope. It's not being broadcast.
All right, it's too low. All right, she sent me something, but it's just too low. Tommy?
Yes.
It's very interesting, right? Dr. Shane had an interesting take on what's going on in TNT with respect to democracy.
Yeah.
And I still kind of uncomfortable, Tommy, with the way things happen.
Basically, he's looking on the bright side.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
is a
yeah,
good
yeah.
way to look at it.
He's saying, is the glass half empty or is it half full? You know? And I take what he's saying. The bigger fish is the general election, right? Because it doesn't seem that we can do anything about what has already happened. But
But
it's
he's
sad
made a,
that this,
but he's made a good point. The distractions are afoot.
no, they're good. They're good. They're very good. They're excellent. Distractions is part of the PNM propaganda. The propaganda machine is excellent with respect to distractions. And you can't be up, you know, I mean, they have mastered that art of distractions, right? And don't forget, we said about muzzle velocity, where they
Yeah.
give out, it's like 10 different news stories, and you have to pick 2 or 3, right, that you're going to address. And while the main one just passing you by, you know, so, I mean, it's just, you know what? Let me play this video here because I wanted to play it last time and we did not play it. So, folks, this is the video with Starks and bringing to our attention something else that's going on in Trinidad and Tobago.
Great content needs a great.
So, folks, there's nothing I can do about that. This is just YouTube. There we go.
I'm at Poverty Girls Hindu College. This one here is going to shock you, ladies and gentlemen, as we are on our way to the 2025 elections. Now, Poverty Girls Hindu College have been abandoned for more than 9 years plus. This one here is building number 1. Ladies and gentlemen. Number 2. Is this lady here located right in front of the abandoned building. Yeah? Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pineapple. And you even get your water.
Now, this is the hall of Poverty Girls Hindu College in Pinal. This is the stage. If it was Soca Monarch, the stage would have been well clean and maintained. But the fact that it's for young people to get a proper education, they left it abandoned.
Building number 3. The bush is so high. And if you turn your camera, you will see building number 4. But we are not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. Number 5. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a multi-million-dollar school. Seeing it on camera is far much different from seeing it in person. It's huge, ladies and gentlemen. If you can see the size of this building, this is where our tax-paying dollars are going to. It's being wasted. Here we have building number 8. And then we have 9 lower down there. And if you look on this side, is another big building. I just wish you guys can see how huge this building is. How long are we going to keep voting for the same government? How long are we going to keep voting on race while this take place with our tax-paying dollars? Unbelievable. Unacceptable. Now, ladies and gentlemen, change will never come unless we create the change. We put systems in place to deal with situations like this. We must demand that all these buildings be fixed. It don't matter who is in power, we must demand the future of our children. So once again, we are at Poverty Girls Hindu College. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I did my job by highlighting the issues. All you have to do is share it so the world can see what is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. Our young people need our help, and this is not helping them. Trinidad and Tobago, let's do better. Vote on performance and not on race. Thank you.
getting here. This is madness.
Tommy, I have an idea for that school. Eh?
Yeah.
I have an idea for that school. Yep. I have an idea. Did you see that, Tommy?
Yeah.
You see that, man?
Massive
Boy.
structure.
Massive structure, boy. That thing just sitting there to rot, man. You know? Man. Unbelievable. Boy. Whose fault is that, Tommy? That's our fault, right? Yes, Cho Chung is the Minister of Energy as well as the Prime Minister. But I mean, normally the Prime Ministers normally take on another portfolio, so
True.
it's par for the course.
Yep.
You know? Kapiza say, nice place to mine African killer bees. Caribbean Soul say, that's 10 years of great is the PNM. Takesha, welcome. Something I say in school needs help and also falling apart. Rennie Mohammed, welcome. As long as PNM supporters still voting with arrogance and ignorance. Yeah, KFC.
Oh, Mr. Wall Street.
Yeah.
If we get the billion in Port Spring to worship program, if you look at that map, 57 units.
Boy, just imagine that, boy, now. Yeah, imagine that building. Oh, God, boy.
Yeah.
Boy.
But I don't want to think a black man like you only get the billion in tongue, dedicate the black crews down there, but take that billion down there.
Yeah. I know if the UNC come in power, I'll get that building. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but Dr. Rolly is a good politician too, you know.
Very
no
good.
Moves, you know, and what shit.
He no moves too bad, you know.
That man in politics for years too, you know.
Yeah.
People sleep credit. Politics we forget. We all forget that move and all we put out there, you know.
But what? I'm telling you think it easy? Boy.
That the fella good.
He good. He's our boss, boy. That's why the current prime minister is tied to his neck. Right?
Yeah.
Same thing.
He loves Stuart Young. See, train Stuart Young, and he ain't train nobody else, you know.
Nobody else. Train Stuart Young. Yeah? And that's what
the Chinese man, boy.
And that's what people have to remember. That's what people have to remember, KFC. Right? We getting Kamala Harris part 2.
Yeah.
Right? When we had Joseph Biden, we had Rowley, and Stuart Young is Kamala Harris part 2. Yeah?
Well, then go man play golf, and suck your good breast on them. And enjoy life. You ain't seen them butterfly yesterday on the stage and thing?
Nah, I didn't see that.
Oh, you're gonna tell the yesterday, but you all social media and thing, you know?
Eh?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's for a real wine and go on there, boy.
Yeah.
Real rudeness after going after that meeting there, you know?
Yeah, I see the other thing.
Real sword fighting. I gone.
Yeah. Yeah, Caribbean Soul, no joke, you know. I empowered center, training court, food court, changing room, etc. right there, you know. I already have an idea for that long time. Long time, you know, Tommy. When I see that first, I don't start my critical thinking. I don't go in long time, boy. Tommy, you see that monstrosity, boy?
Massive.
Way massive, boy. Boy, let me see if we have any voice notes here before we go. Mr. Landa, the thing you send me too low. Yeah. Oh, let me play this. I think. Which one is this, boy? I'm gonna play this one.
It's sad to see. And I'm making it clear, the UNC supporters is 10 times fanatic, sycophant, blind, than the Payne supporters, eh?
I want to hear you, know.
I just telling people if they want to see the letter, they can come on the live and see the letter. I ain't reading nothing. I asking a question because you know the quick to say I spreading fake news. Yes, so is it true that Mr. Dave Tanko has written a letter to the chairman of the United National Congress informing them that he has officially resigned from the party? I will say yes, that will be true.
Tommy, Tommy,
Yeah, listening.
Now listen to this, right? You listening to a pastor saying something. You don't even have the information, but you saying is truth. Not you. The person saying is truth.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this anyway, let me listen.
But why is it so low?
I hereby tender my resignation as a member of the United National Congress.
A few moments later.
Let me see if I could do Uncle Dave Tanko. You know why? They don't pelt trees that not bearing. The one day Tanko resign. A man doing a hell of a job. A hell of a job, yeah. Dave Tanko is a man doing a hell of a job. So we see that was just a stupid mama guy talk. Dave Tanko resigned from the UNC. A pleasant good morning to you, Honorable Dave, hard-working Tanko. I say, well, with that rumor that was spread, I had to call you live because I tell the people to don't ever pelt a tree that is not bearing fruits. And one time for you to have your say, well, obviously, you resign. On the state of Trinidad and Tobago. What is this? What is the rumor, my friend? Huh? What is the rumor? The rumor was that Dave Tanko resigned as the chairman. I said what? Some fat pastor man, pastor man saying that on the show. I am UNC till I die. I support the UNC. I support the principles of the UNC. I support the political leader of the UNC. I am UNC till I die. I have not resigned at all, and I have no intention of doing that. What we need now is all hands on deck to build a better country. Certainly not resigning.
Good night, Professor Wall Street.
Folks, put your closing comments in the chat. Put your closing comments in the chat. Plus your closing comments in the chat. And send your closing quotes. And also send your closing voice notes. Send your closing voice notes. Tommy, as you see again, you know, I mean, them fellas and them, they don't learn, you know. They just don't learn. And they continue. And listen, I didn't know that, eh? That one was sent to me. And it's like, I mean, you could at least do a little check before you go public with them kind of things. You know? Caribbean soul said that building good for fox to mine and harvest cockroach milk, boy. Cockroach milk have real protein in it, Tommy. You know that?
Yeah, well, remember the other day we did the research on it.
Yeah. That real good protein in that, boy. Cockroach milk. Yeah. I wonder if there's cocoa in Trinidad. You think so?
I've never heard of anyone cooking it.
No, folks, do they cook kobo in Trinidad? Anybody know? I feel they do, Tommy. I feel.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel there's cook kobo, man. I feel so. I mean, maybe we have it and you didn't even know. Let me make sure there's no more voice notes. Vishnu Dan Paul Boy, Minister of Finance. Anyway, let me read out quickly the different new ministries. Let me see.
The changes.
The changes. Just going to read the changes, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Fitzgerald Hines, new minister. Hassel Bacchus got a new portfolio, an additional portfolio, Minister of Digital Transformation and Minister in the Ministry of Finance. Minister of National Security, Marvin Gonzalez. Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Adrian Leons, new minister. Minister of Public Utilities, Carl Imbert, new minister. Minister of Finance, Vishnu Dan Paul, new minister. And that's it. Everybody else stays the same. So there you have it. Yeah. So folks, we're going to take that break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, tell a friend to tell a friend. We are right here, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook, WZYE TV on YouTube, and you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. And like Wall Street says, tell a friend, tell your friends. Don't forget our live.
Yeah, KFC.
Hi, good night, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy, man. What happened, program? Good night, Mr. Dr. Shea Mohammed, and all the viewers, man. Mr. Washington.
Yeah.
We had 3 doctors early alone, boy. We fighting the Chinese man now. He had to get the battle now.
The battle change, boy. The battlefield change.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
But then the protocol boy woman in the PNM, she got a big portfolio too, no? She can't check it. She's no matter, no?
Yeah, she's the AG. Yeah.
You get you, boy. So the Chinese man come in and put black leaders in position, boy.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. He's setting you up. He's setting you up to try to figure that you'll get change. It's only exchange again.
What if for us, you all politics, all them balance yours on them in basement or what?
No, the sub basement.
I like it. Yeah, that's good. Over shit. They're good. They don't have full push it back up down the election time. Mr. Washington, keep up the fight tomorrow, eh?
Yeah, man.
Mr. Washington, stay on your page with that fly. I don't really like him too much.
Who's that?
I see that program on 91.9 Philip. I see that the page is something you're talking about how Inspirational product content voting in PNM, man. They have an opportunity to get money in the bank and this and that and all kind of thing in it.
Oh, okay.
Take a chat with him now.
Yeah, I go do that.
Bless.
Yeah, man, bless. All right, folks. So my closing comment.
Today is Monday. Good morning, God. Today is Monday, Father, March 17th. And as I begin this new day, I come to you with an open heart, filled with gratitude, hope, and the certainty that you are always by my side. guiding my steps and opening my paths this new week. Thank you for the opportunity to start over, move forward, and live another new day under your grace and protection. Father, I ask you to strengthen me to face every challenge with wisdom and faith. May your light illuminate my steps, guiding me on the right path. Renew my strength, Lord, so that I may not falter in the face of difficulties, but move forward confidently, knowing that you are with me in every moment. Bless my family, my friends, and all those around me. May this week be filled with peace, love, and achievements. And in every decision, may I feel your presence guiding me. I place this day in your hands, Lord, trusting that all things will work together for my good. In Jesus' name, amen. If this
From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall, so that's all. I like to stay, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Go ahead, Tommy.
Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever could. I always say, you, the man in the mirror, you have to become that change that you want to see. However, if you look in that mirror and you don't like what you see, you cannot blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Love you all. Be safe out there. And we'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Good night.
Thank you, Tommy.
Thank you.
Okay, let me see if I got any voice notes. Mr. Atlanta says, okay. Okay, while your voice note downloads. Okay. Okay, Semantic 62 says, if you can change your mind, you can change your life. William James. Mr. Intellectual closing comment. Evil has a unique way of settling a spot to be able to camouflage itself as it is good. Only those who have discernment are able to recognize it. Caribbean Soul says, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced. Thank you. I think that's it. I think that's it for closing comments. I know I'm to these voice notes, they're not downloading. Let me try to close this and see if they're gonna download. There we go.
Remember not to forget, you made a commitment to debunk what I said about the goalposts. I'm still waiting to hear you come with the truth. You say, I lie and you have the truth. Where is it, sir?
Okay, that voice note not downloading. Try it one more time. All right, that voice note not downloading. See if there's any other one. Miss Atlanta said, thank you, Wall Street and Tommy, for your guest, Shane. Thank you, Miss Atlanta.
Yeah, my closing comments. Fed up are the same thing over and over. It's like you could just predict. Yeah. So he and she realized the relationship didn't work out. So boy, when you listen to him talk about that woman, how she too big, how she elbow bend, how she hair naughty, how she eye don't see far, all them things he saying now, no. But he wasn't saying them things when he figured he was in love, thing nice. He ignored the others. His only focus was on her. I think you get the analogy I'm making. And you get it? Yeah. PNM this, PNM that. All the time he was there voting for them and all kind of things. Well, when you're pelting them things, use your left hand, please. Yeah. There are plenty people watch your television and they see organization. And when they listen to some of these 6.5 of them, they figure that, there are certain areas they got to put somebody of African descent. But I see people who pop their hand and they say, look, listen, I'm not on that stupid race thing. I'm not on that color thing. God make everybody, male and female. Yeah. So I'm so glad that there are those who see that truth, accept that truth, and trying to live that truth. Let the 6.5 continue. Let them continue. And then doing one bloody thing to try and help their party, but they want to win by default. God help all, yes. He's available. Check him now. Good night.
Hey, hey, oi, oi. Hey, hey, oi, oi. In Trinidad and Tobago, politics was we and them. That was never meant to be so, according to the anthem. But ethnic insecurity was maintained to divide us by some people in the country to sow the seeds of distrust. But we have got a new system within the community. Now what used to be we and them has now become only we. From now on this nation is we. From now on it is you and I. From now on it is unity. From now on we flying high. All the races have come together to build a better country and create a brighter future for the whole society. The we and them thing is no more, because it is plain to see in this country from shore to shore the community is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. From India and some came from Africa. Look today, their descendants are here, coexisting together. There are others who came here too, the Chinese, Syrians and such. Native people are just a few in this land that we love so much. But the politics of the day and the love for a party cause people to begin to say them is them and we is we. From now on this country is we. From now on we all shall be one. From now on that's how it shall be. From now on all division done. As today united we stand, the people of Trinbago. One country, one nation, one island. Chutnipan and Calypso. It's Trinidad and Tobago, better known as TNT. And we want the whole world to know we see ourselves as we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we.